Welcome to Hari's Hobbies, the channel where we discuss the latest tech news and delve into the newest tech products. Today, we're taking a look at whether you should buy the 8700K right now or maybe wait for the 9700K or 8086K, which are both coming out in the imminent future. But before we delve into that, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys would like to stay updated with the latest tech news related to gaming and PCs. So starting off, let's take a look at the performance of each of these chips, because if the performance isn't good, then there's no point in waiting for them anyways. The 8700K has 6 cores and 12 threads, it has 12 megabytes of L3 cache, and its base frequency is 3.7 GHz, its boost frequency is 4.7 GHz, and its TDP is 95 watts. Next up, the 8086K is pretty much identical to the 8700K. It also has 6 cores and 12 threads and 12 megabytes of L3 cache. It even has a TDP of 95 watts. The only difference is that its base frequency is 4 GHz and its max frequency is 5 GHz. So as you guys can see, its base and boost are 300 MHz faster than the 8700K. Finally, as for the 9700K, unfortunately, we don't really know the technical details of this chip yet because it's still quite a while away. However, what we do know is that it is going to have 8 cores and 16 threads, and we can safely assume that Intel does not want to be beat out by AMD's Ryzen 7 2700X. So the 2700X is also an 8-core 16-thread CPU, and its base frequency is 3.7 GHz and its boost frequency is 4.35 GHz. So based off that, I'm quite sure that Intel will offer more than what AMD has to offer. So we can safely expect around 3.8 GHz or 3.7 GHz base frequency for the 9700K, and its boost frequency will probably be 4.4 or 4.5 GHz. Users can probably overclock even to 4.7 or 4.8 GHz, and if you're lucky, maybe even 5, but definitely at least 4.7 or 4.8. So that's how the performance of those chips look. But how much will it cost? Well, first off, the MSRP of the 8700K is $360, and a good Z370 motherboard will cost you around $120 to $180. So the 8700K with its motherboard will cost around $500, more or less. Next up, as for the 8086K, we don't have a specific price point yet, but what we do know is that it will not cost over £400, which is over $530. So maybe we can expect around $500 or $450, somewhere in that range. And the motherboard will probably cost around the same at $120 to $180. So you can expect to spend around $600 to $650 for the motherboard and the 8086K. Finally, as for the 9700K, at this point it's really all speculation, but for Intel to be even remotely competitive with AMD, who has their octa-core processor priced at $319 with the CPU cooler that's actually really good, Intel would have to price the 9700K at least $500. They can't really go above that, or it really doesn't make any sense to buy the 9700K. So that's probably where Intel will price it at, $450 to $500. As for the motherboard for the Z390 chipset will probably be more expensive than the Z370 chipset. It'll probably run us around $150 to $200. So the 9700K with its motherboard will probably cost around $700 more or less. So that's how the pricing situation looks for those three chips. The 8700K will cost around $500 total, the 8086K will cost around $600 to $650, and finally 9700K will cost $700. So the performance looks great now, and even the price could be acceptable for many of you guys. But when exactly are these new chips coming out? Well, first of all, the 8700K is already out, so you can go buy one right now. As for the 8086K, we are expecting that pre-ordering will start on June 8th. Finally, as for the 9700K, that's not going to come out for a couple of months, and it's expected to come out in around October or the 4th quarter of this year, so it's still a couple of months away. So that's all the technical details for all those chips. But I don't think this video can be complete without discussing the Ryzen 7 2700X, because the value that it provides is just unbeatable. It gives you 8 cores and 16 threads with a base frequency of 3.7 GHz and a max frequency of 4.35 GHz, all with a great stock cooler for just $390. On top of this, the motherboards that go along with the Ryzen 7 2700X are much cheaper, and you can even get a good B series motherboard for around $100, so it's a lot cheaper. And AMD may even come out with the 2800X, so all you guys who want even more performance may want to consider waiting for that as well. So, now that we got all that out of the way, here's what I think and who should buy each chip here. If you want the best gaming CPU available right now, then you should buy the 8700K. If you want a novelty chip that provides more than just performance and has more significance, then you may want to consider the 8086K. If you want the best CPU available on the mainstream platform and you are willing to wait a couple of months, then the 9700K is definitely worth waiting for because it is going to be an absolute monster. Finally, however, if you want a great CPU for an unbeatable price that is really good at a variety of tasks, then the Ryzen 7 2700X is definitely the best option available right now. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the 8086K is completely pointless and it doesn't really make sense to buy? Or can you just not wait for 9700K to come out already? Make sure to post down in the comments below what you guys think, because I do read all my comments and I'm curious as to what you guys think, so make sure to post your thoughts. Also, if you guys like this video, then make sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you guys would like to see more videos just like this one. But until next time, bye.